It is your boy, the Dean, Donovan Sharp. We see you, baby. Much love to you. We be back pretty soon, guys. This is the Redline Show. And unfortunately, today the lines are down, but we will be taking your messages in the chat room. But as usual, like we always do, guys, this show is being brought to you by Tactical Soap. Guys, make sure you go get Tactical Soap. Like my man over here, Anthony Dream Johnson, always says, it will give you like 5 or 6 more inches on your Manson. Check out Tactical Soap. Also, this is being brought to you by Tate's War Room. Guys, make sure you go over there and check out your boy Tate. Also, this is being brought to you by the Fraternity of Excellence. Join the online brotherhood of exceptional men. Chop that up. Get on that right now. And last but not least, everybody, this is being brought to you by the world's ultimate event for men, the 21 Convention in Orlando, Florida, October 24th through the 27th. Guys, hey, Anthony has just done it again. He has extended bring a friend for free. So get on it. Now, Anthony, I'd like to give him the number 21convention.org. You can go right there. That will take you exactly to the page. Click on Bring a Friend. Bring a friend. Have the opportunity to rub elbows with tons of speakers. And this is not a thing where the speaker talks and walks away and goes upstairs in his room. No, gentlemen. You get to rub elbows, eat dinner, and chop up games. So, guys, get your tickets. They're on sale. This is the hot ticket in town. Again, the 21 Convention. Now, also, I want to bring in my man. He is the antithesis, the alpha of the 21 Convention. He is the bad motherfucker that we all know, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, Anthony Dream Johnson, welcome to the show, man. How you doing, baby?
Doing good, man. Steve the Dean, happy to be here. Appreciate bringing me on the show. I think it's my first time on Redline.
Yeah, it's first time on the Redline. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get the lines on, but guys, don't worry. Yeah. We got the chat line open for you guys. If y'all want to come in and chat and ask a question, we will answer. But on today's show, we're going to be talking about dating apps. And guys, not only dating apps, we're going to give you some advice here on some of the things you can do to help your dating game going and some of the things not to do on dating apps. But Anthony Dream Johnson, I'm going to throw it to you because you are the dating app guru connoisseur here. So
I don't know if I'm the best in the world, but I do pretty well in Orlando. And when I travel too, it's good stuff.
Okay, but wait 1 second. Wait, and also bring in. Oh, we got him in. Wait, where's he at? Tony. Wait, Tony, you there?
How you guys
doing?
There he is. Tony, what's going on? And also we got White Chocolate Jr., our man, Tony Bruno, rolling with us, talking about the apps, man. So we got three solid guys here breaking down information. So let's talk, man. Let's talk dating apps. Well, first, let me ask Anthony, then let me ask Tony, then we'll go into it. When did you start getting in, Anthony, with the dating apps? When did you decide, okay, well, not only am I going to talk to women face to face, but I'm going to go offline? When did you decide on doing that, brother?
I was very reluctant actually to do that at all. And the first time I did that was 2011 after we had a speaker. It wasn't a dating app. It was Plenty of Fish, the website, which eventually became an app, of course. But we had a speaker present on it in 2011, online game. And before that, for years, I thought it was bullshit. I hated online game. It was very popular in the pickup artist community to make fun of online game.
Yes.
Because you could go to a bar and do it for real in real life. So doing it online was just for like losers and shit. We'd make fun of these guys, at least back then.
Yeah.
But the speaker, Bravo, Stephen Grush, he gave a good speech on it. And Bravo was cool as fuck. This guy was a firearms instructor, self-defense. In addition to being a dating coach, worked with Neil Strauss back in the day and all this stuff. So I was impressed. And that got me at least to stop being so fucking stubborn and actually give it a shot. And I did pretty well. I fucked 2 girls on it immediately within like 48 hours. So my roommates at the time were like, holy shit. Because they saw these girls. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I don't know, man. This website's amazing. So that was 2011. And then I didn't use it again until I got divorced years later in 2016. I waited about a month till I split up with Medusa. I was like fucking totally PTSD with vagina at that point. I was like, all women can get the fuck away from me. But then about a month went by and I got on Tinder as my first one. And then I was able to bang my first girl off that in like a week, right off the bat. So that was pretty good. And we'll get into that throughout the show, but that was my history with online dating. And since then I've used it on and off.
All right, dope. Now, Tony, talk to me. Give us your history on dating apps, sir.
Steve, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, could you give us your history on dating apps?
Okay, I started probably, there might have been dating apps, but I'm going to say about 10 years ago when Match.com was pretty much all the rage and Plenty of Fish. So really within the past year is when I started on Bumble and Tinder. And it's a little easier, I think. It's a little more, especially with your phone. It's just quicker, faster. But you know, it's only been about a year or so since I've tried Tinder and Bumble. So with good success.
All right.
No doubt.
All right. Well, for me, it started for me. I remember back in my day when everything's in black and white. I talked about it back in our day. We didn't have dating apps. I was talking about how we met a woman. We had to worry about long distance charges because there was no web. It was just either going to the payphone, being a pen pal, or making a long distance call and getting your ass beat because you blew up the phone bill. But in the 90s, they came out with something called AOL.com and Yahoo Chat. And when that jumped off, that was the time, guys, where, a lot of women catfish nowadays. But for me, that was the first time that everybody got online and women didn't realize they could lie about themselves. So we were in there like touring like rock stars, being flown all over the place, smashing women. But I'm sure we're going to be talking about that, Anthony. But what say you guys?
Yeah, I didn't have much experience back then. I was too young, obviously, but I can imagine what it was like back then, the Wild West. Like, I get that 100%. You're right. In the early days of the internet, I'm sure not just with dating, but much more widely, bullshitting wasn't the thing yet like it is now.
Oh, yeah.
And now, I mean, if you go on Tinder and Bumble, it's this nonstop, like, heavy makeup with heavy filters with these fucking angles that they take 47 pictures of and all this bullshit.
Oh, sorry, Anthony, can you move your camera over just a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Falling off the screen.
Yeah.
See, I'm sure back in the day it was a lot different. And I've even seen the change now. And like since 2016, when I've been using it a lot more heavily. The past like 3.5 years, I've been into it pretty hardcore. So yeah, it's not all lost, but a lot of it has gone downhill. A lot of it is filled with bullshit. Bumble now seems to be the thing, at least in Central Florida, that's doing a lot better. And Tinder is like overrun with like just fat girls, single moms and shit. And I'm actually a fan of some single moms, like no doubt. Like I've banged a bunch of really hot ones, but most of them are not up there. Most of them are like train wrecks, man. They got like 3 kids, 2 baby daddies. They got like 18 tattoos, and their profile is filled with like all this bullshit, like the text and stuff. And you just don't want to deal with it. Bumble though, it seems to be the spot now that's at least that I've found like a pretty decent dating app. It's run by feminists and shit, so it's actually worse that way. But in terms of the quality woman you'll find on, it's pretty good. And I've actually been tapping into that now too, because for a long time, Bumble seems to be, you can't be as aggressive on it like I am on Tinder. On Tinder, I used to be just aggressive as fuck and I'd work until I got banned. And then I just, circumvent the ban as you repeat the process because I want to do what I wanted to do, which is unique to me, right? And that works for me, but other guys can do other stuff. Right. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. We'll get into that too.
Oh yeah, let's get into that. Tony, do you have anything to add on to that, brother? Oh, did we lose him? Okay, I think I
think his signal is. I think he's on a phone or something. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Yeah, let me see here. Let me try to bring him back in. Tony, are you there? Tony, hello, Tony.
Oh.
Yeah, that's better. You guys are breaking up a bit. I think I got a bad internet connection. I just took it. Shut off my Wi-Fi. Maybe it'll work better now.
Your audio is not too bad, Tony, but your video gets all
choppy.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, I hear Tony cleans up, man. From sources I got in the crew. So yeah, but I've done pretty well too. Since I started online dating, since I started using these apps more heavily, I was pretty impressed. And right off the bat in 2016, I was actually able to bang several women pretty fast on it. And then I even banged this fucking super hot ass porn star down in Miami. And that's when I was like, wow, this app is amazing. It's hard to find like hot porn stars, literally out of bars and stuff. This just doesn't happen. But if you swipe enough on Tinder, you find this shit, or you used to anyway. Nowadays, I'm not so sure.
Right. Well, let me ask you all guys a question, and I'll go last. What would you say today for a lot of guys? What would you say the problem that or the issue they may be having as far as internet dating? What would you say that Anthony then Tony? But what would you say, Anthony, on that, brother?
Yeah, we're both Anthony's. That's funny.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's what.
Yeah. Well, number one, I mean, if you suck with women in general, you're going to suck with women online. That's probably not going to change unless you buy somebody's like, fucking ebook on how to do this stuff.
Yes.
And maybe you can fake it for a little while, but it's going to blow up in your face anyway. So there's no point. Yeah. So first of all, anything that goes on, and if your game sucks, if you don't understand women, that doesn't instantly change when you open a dating app. So all the stuff that they watch on the Redman group and 21, the Man Mindset and stuff, all that applies. Yeah. Beyond that, though, you're missing a lot of characteristics over the internet that you do have in person, you don't on the web. So, for example, in my opinion, in my experience, women are horrible at gauging their attraction to you online. They do not understand how to read pictures and what they actually want in real life. And guys and they also lose too. They lose vocal tonality and the intensity and the posture and the way you carry yourself in real life.
Yes.
And when you meet women in real life at bars and in clubs, you have this going for you. They have, whether or not they know it, their whole body and their brain and all that shit is evaluating your total manhood, at least as far as they can see it. They're watching, they're aware of it, or even if they're not, their body and their mind is observing the way you talk, the way you speak, how slow, the cadence, the tonality, how your hands move, all these things. And that's influencing heavily how much they're attracted to you and aroused by you. Yeah. On your little phone, you just have your fucking thumbs and you have like little fucking, maybe, emojis, a little bit of text, little GIFs and shit. So the playing field changes a lot until you meet up in person. And I think a lot of guys lose sight of that. A lot of women too, they're horrible at reading through and translating that into real life. So you got to know how to navigate that, and that takes time. And there's the different methods of doing it. I'm a guy who's a fan of just being a huge dick on the web. Asshole right off the bat. I've gotten banned off Tinder and Bumble both repeatedly. And I don't, you don't got to do that. This is not necessary. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And as of now, the technology they have is not good enough to stop that. You can just use a different email address or Facebook account or whatever the fuck to bypass all this crap and they ban you. Jeez. So you could do whatever you want. Just stay within the bounds of the law, obviously.
Oh yeah. Tony, Tony, what say you, brother?
I think Tony dropped out again.
Oh, he dropped. Okay, well, for me, what I noticed was, I think, Anthony, a lot of guys out there, because they, like you were saying, have a hard time with women on the outside, in the real world. I think they thought that they could hide behind words and phrases by going online and trying to hide behind their words, not knowing, like you said, eventually everything's going to come out in the open. And I think that's some of the problems that they have. And I believe what you are is what you are, whether you're texting or talking, even you putting a note on a dove, you all do it the same way. And you can't really hide from that. So, and I don't think these guys understand that these women are really doing their homework nowadays by, it's not just hey, how you doing? They begin to look at your profile, and your profile of what you say is huge. Let's talk about that for a moment. Which say you, sir?
Yeah, that's huge. One thing you brought up too that I was just thinking about, most women, not all of them, but I'd say 80, 90% at least, if they have any ability to sniff you out on the web before meeting you, they will. They will fucking Google your ass as best they can. They will pick apart any little detail from your images they can. And in my case, it's not that hard. I mean, the minute they have like any combination of my name, they're going to find me.
Right.
And that's blown up in my face a couple times. Usually I'm able to work it out because it's interesting, right? Yes. They find all this, this drama, this pickup artist shit. I mean, I'm like a fucking bomb going off when they find me, when they Google me. It's like, holy shit, what did they find? I had this porn star once I fucked. She was like, I Googled you and you're this evil pickup artist. This is like right in my face. I'm like, holy shit, what? And it ended up turning out pretty well.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing a lot of guys understand is that I always talk about, I'm old school. I always talk about Bob Ross and how he would paint a picture, and your profile has got to be exciting. You can't just say, well, I like to go out. I'm an outdoorsy guy. I've got a fun personality, and I'm looking. She gets that all the time.
Yep.
You got to be able to separate yourself because your profile has got to match up with what you say. And if it does that, they're going to get more interest, Anthony. That's just how it works.
So I can tap into this pretty well. I think the guys will find this useful. So if you want to know what not to do, make a girl account. Just like, figure out how to make one up, like a fake one. Yeah. And just look at what guys say on this bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And look at what 80% of them, 90% of them are saying. And that's what you do not want to say that shit. Do not do it.
Oh, yeah. Because again, unfortunately, Anthony, they don't know what to say. And sometimes they don't say anything at all. Hi, my name is Roger. Or, hey, I'm a comedian. Or they'll try to, it's like they'll reach or they'll try to change their personality thinking that they've got to fit a mold of what she wants. And that's not the thing. You're not supposed to fit the mold that she wants. She's got to fit the mold of what you want. And the more arrogant, charismatic, assholey you are, is going to draw her in. Because just like these women, they lie too, Anthony. They turn their head to the side and they have a little kitty cat and they're like, I'm a good girl and I'm clean and wholesome and I go to church on Sundays and I'm this and that. And then as soon as you talk to them, man, I want to get today. I want to. Yep.
Well, let me say this. Anything a girl puts on a profile anything that a girl mentions verbally on these profiles before you can fucking talk to her, this is the opposite of what she wants. Yes. So if she says she values honesty and all this shit on Tinder, that means she's been lied to repeatedly. That means she likes guys that lie to her. It means she fucks guys who lie to her is what that means. That doesn't mean you have to do that, but that's what that fucking means. There's a reason she wrote that. She was inspired to write that and motivated to write it, and it has been emotionally traumatized at least 3 or 4 times, probably a lot more with this kind of shit. And if she says she's a good girl, that means she hasn't been a good girl. That means she wants to be a good girl. She's just writing bullshit, Right. She wants guys to fucking call her, daddy's little slut, spank her, and all this shit immediately. Oh yeah. So anything they write is usually opposite of reality and opposite virtue signaling. Oh, they live in opposite land on this shit.
No, absolutely. It seems like what they do all the time is that they want to be seen as a good girl. They don't want to be judged. But the thing is, a lot of these women are on these apps looking for men. See, this is what connects the 21 convention. And this is why it's important for you guys to really start to go to these conventions and learn from men, because you get the secret to the sauce. The thing about a woman is that she can tell a man. And it's the things that you write and it's the things that you say. It's how you present yourself. And when they realize, and Anthony, when they realize that you're not a man, or they realize your pussy is tighter than hers, then all of a sudden she is going to start playing you, man.
Well, something you mentioned too a minute ago is a lot of guys, this is common, not just online dating, but in general. And I've done it, 1,000 times too. It's stupid. The master learns from making 1,000 fucking mistakes and failures with this shit. Adapting yourself to a woman and what she wants is a feminine behavior. It's deeply unattractive. It's the opposite of what women want. The women want to be the creature that wraps around you and becomes what you want.
Yes.
To a huge extent, or even fucking completely in some cases, right? Depending on what the context is and what's going on. All that shit. I even think about, I always try to trace everything back to physicality and to real life and the real world. Think about a dick and a vagina. What does a vagina do? It molds to the penis, right? They get horny. What happens? The vagina gets deeper. They get turned on. The shit gets tighter. Like it's responsive to the masculine. So the same is true in personality and in psychology, in my opinion, and how men and women interact. And you see this obviously on online dating too. The guys who are arrogant fucking assholes that do what they want on these apps, like me and Chad Thundercocks and shit. This is what they do, and it fucking works.
Yes.
They take stupid, women say they hate gym selfies of dudes. What do guys do on these apps to get laid? They take stupid gym selfies. Mm-hmm. They write stupid, ridiculous bullshit, and women fall for it immediately. One of on my bio, for example, my text bios, oftentimes I put nothing. I want to give them a lack of information to draw an interest. Let the pictures say 1,000 words and draw interest that way. But if I do write something, it's usually pretty simple. One of the best ones I've ever used is only 75% asshole, or I'm kind of an asshole or something like that. And it's little phrases like this that, you know, you just write, you don't even put a fucking period on it, right? It's not even proper grammar. Some stupid little bullshit like that gauges a lot of interest, and it gives them a stepping stone to talking to you. And it's just simple like that. And if you compare that to the average dude on Tinder, he'll write like a bunch of bullshit that he likes or maybe doesn't like or whatever. He's some nice guy or some shit. And that doesn't work at all. Women hate that. They swipe left immediately, or they fucking, you know, test you immediately and get you out.
Right.
So.
Right. No, absolutely. And then there's one thing about you, Anthony, and I want guys to understand, because I don't want guys to get the impression that, see, Anthony, you have a lot of confidence, you have a lot of arrogance, and that's what women love. No, I'm just that's real. Women love that shit. But this is the thing I want y'all to learn from Anthony, and this is the thing that I kind of was telling these guys before. You are what I call a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of person. What I mean by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is that the way you text, the way you talk, she can't notice any kind of fear in you, because just the way you talk right now is the same way you talk to other guys and to women. You never change. You never, like, when you're talking to a woman, you don't pause, you don't stutter, you don't try to find things to say. You are, like you say, you don't do your profile, but you know, and please correct me if I'm wrong. The reason you don't do your profile is because I think you're gingerbread housing these bitches, because you're pulling them in with curiosity, right? And then as soon as
I believe it.
As soon as they get on the phone with you, they're expecting you to be like the normal guy who has nothing to say. But then when you hit them with, you know, your smooth talk, whatever you're saying, with flow, with confidence, with arrogance, assertiveness, transparent, clear and concise, not giving a fuck, that's when you hook them in. And I think the guys that are listening have to understand is the app is just the beginning, because eventually you're gonna have to interact with that woman either texting or face to face, Anthony.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some tips that these guys I don't think they realize, some real meat. So these apps are continually adding functionalities and features and all this shit, right? I don't even notice them half the time. And then like a month later, I'm like, what the fuck, where did this come from? So for example, Instagram has this for a while, and it's not used very much, but you should. But also Bumble has this too. And this is pretty recent. They added this. So Bumble added the ability to do direct FaceTime video and like audio from the app itself. This is huge. Yes. Wow. Tinder, as far as I know, doesn't do this yet. And I was like, what the fuck? They just added this shit? They don't even tell you. It just shows up in the app. That's huge.
Whoa. Wait, guys. Let me tell you why it's huge. Hey, the reason why this is huge, gentlemen, that this shows this. Hey, this is D-Day. This is I tell y'all guys all the time. You can buy all those damn books and look at all them damn YouTube videos, but that is not anything when you get in the game. And the thing that is going to give Anthony advantage, and this is great, y'all got to listen to this, because like I told you, Anthony is always going to be Anthony no matter what the situation is. So Anthony is not wearing a mask, and women are attracted. Matter of fact, women are thrown off because they're not used to somebody that, you know what, let's get on video, let's talk. And like I say, the Anthony can do the 5 things I've always tell you. He can make her smile, he can make her blush, he can make her laugh, he can make her think, he can make her react, and he can make her moan just by talking to her, being who he is. And here's the key thing, Anthony, not giving a flying fuck what she says or thinks, brother.
Absolutely. That's huge, man. It's critical. Do not give a fuck. And so these FaceTime apps and these videos and shit, I mean, these are super useful. I've had girls ride dildos in 45 minutes flat off this shit, like the kind on the ground and shit. I mean, all kinds of stupid shit can happen with this stuff, man. I don't think the developers at Bumble and shit realize this when they develop this. But when you got 2 horny young people, you know, male and female on these apps, like shit happens, man. And this, of course, by the way, leads immediately to fucking. Like the minute you meet, it's an instant fuck if you get any kind of sexuality like that going.
Oh yeah, well, again, the connection goes back to nature, gentlemen.
Yep.
The connection is not pretending and not trying, Anthony, and I just use you as an example because you're the one on these. He is being who he is. He's not trying to pretend. And when he doesn't pretend, that number one piques her curiosity because she's like, okay, well, then what is he about? I don't know anything. I don't know anything about him, but I want to know more about him. And the more they begin to talk, the more she begins to smile, the more she's like, well, damn, he can hold a conversation. And damn, he can make me laugh. And damn, he's a little cute. And man, you know, she'd be like, I probably want to suck his dick, but I got to back up and I got to be, you know, I got to be good girl for a few minutes until, guess what, guys? She takes a bite of the gingerbread house and realizes, yo, this is the real motherfucking deal. And then what happens is, it's the beautiful thing, guys, is why I always tell y'all, there is nothing like when a woman wants to fuck you, guys. There is nothing like when she begins to throw herself at you, begins to send Anthony selfies, titty pictures, pussy pictures. And I bet you on that Bumble shit, they will give you some coochie pictures too, Anthony.
You can get some on there. It's more common you get them on iMessage or on phone, but you can get them on Bumble. Yeah. You can send dick pics on Bumble and shit too, but it doesn't work that well. Tinder had this a long time ago before I even used it, and they got rid of it a long time ago. Bumble, for whatever reason, still has it.
Yes.
So I have some specialized Bumble dick pics, but they got to be vertical. But it's just not worth it. You got to realize, by the way, any kind of nude, you know, if a girl sends you a nude or you send her, you know, dick pic. By the way, the most effective dick pics are usually PG-13, family friendly. I call them Instagram friendly, is what I call them. So they're not even nude, but they fucking work like really well. People wonder why I do this shit. I'm like, it fucking works, man. Girls like dicks, like surprise.
But wait, there's a different kind of, there's a reason why your dick pic works and the other ones don't. I got to explain the why behind this.
There's actually a couple of reasons why. Art of the dick pic, man. Art of the dick pic.
Well, no, it's definitely art of the dick pic, but I'm a break it. See, guys, let me explain something to you. Anthony could put on a chef hat and pull a woman. Anthony could put on a Rambo outfit and pull a woman or send a dick pic. Now, why can Anthony get away with a dick pic and most of you can't? Because it's the man behind the curtain that is picking out his dick and taking the picture. Anthony does not take in the stories that these women think about. Anthony doesn't give a fuck what the world thinks or the media thinks. Anthony is doing just for Anthony. And that's why I always tell guys, remember, guys, I always tell you as kids, and this I always try to tell them, Anthony, as a child, we were always adventurous, creative, and we had imagination when we were kids. You could take a pencil, a marker, or a paintbrush, put it on a piece of paper as a kid, and we would draw and we would use our imagination and we would shut the whole world out. Well, I'm going to use you as my example. Anthony is the antithesis of what I'm telling y'all. He has taken his creativity from a young age and then that sexual adventurous, sexual creativity and sexual imagination, and with risk, because at the end of the day, the fact that he doesn't give a fuck is the fact why they give a fuck, Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a huge paradox, right? That every guy will eventually confront and figure out. But the more you give a fuck, the less they give a fuck, and the less you give a fuck, the more they give a fuck. It's a very reciprocal yin yang kind of thing going on. So when you get in the middle of that shit, you know, you ride that wave. It does well.
Absolutely, man, and that's what I'm saying. I don't see, the thing is, guys, is that some of you guys will send dick pics and they're like, okay, he's got a nice dick, but let's see what's attached to him. Let's see if he can move me to get me to want to be with him. Let me put him through the test. And again, where the most guys fail, Anthony, is let's
talk about dick pics for a second here. A picture, it's like any other picture in the world. A picture says 1,000 words. So the dick pic thing, it's the most important element is not actually, believe it or not, the dick, right? Or whatever's in the photo, right? Like I said, a lot of them are not actually like nude, real dick pics. They're like PG-13, like boxer shit, right? Girls love that kind of suspense and that tension with this stuff anyway. But it's a subtext, a sub-communication is sending that in the first place. It's, first of all, do you have the creativity and the balls to even send that in the first place? Do you actually assume and think you're going to get away with that scot-free? I do, because I've done it like literally probably 500 or 1,000 times or something crazy like that. Just these girls getting dick pics and sending nudes back and shit, liking it and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the things said that are not in the picture that matter, and that's what that triggers. You're triggering the shit out of her when you do that.
Yeah.
Even a simple PG-13 one that literally you could probably post on Instagram, and it's less provocative than 80% of the shit on there anyway. So that's why I call it Instagram friendly and family friendly.
Yeah.
The shit you see on Facebook and Instagram, or Instagram anyway, is like way more provocative. Right. So it's important. Even with the dick pic thing, guys freak out when they hear that, especially if they're not familiar with it. But it's all the things said around it that matter, that she's going to tune into when you do that, and she'll test you most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, if you have a great dick, I mean, it's a way to strut your stuff.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I didn't do it. I'm not responsible for it, but I thank my creators, my mother and father.
Thank you for making us men, because
I didn't do it.
Right, but
doesn't mean I'm not gonna use it though. If I was 6'4", I'd be fucking rocking that shit all day long on fucking Bumble, but I'm not. My brother is, but I'm not.
So let me ask you a question. What is the ratio of? I want to give you 3 ratios. Let's take this to another. What are the ratios from the single mother to the single woman to the woman that's in a relationship that you're getting?
I avoid women in relationships. I try to anyway. Some of them sneak by,
sneak by, but they don't tell you, right? So
yeah, they don't tell you, and it's hard to pick up on that shit sometimes. Sometimes you can sniff it out, and you can just all right, I'm out of here. Like, this bitch is sneaky as fuck. Yeah, there's a lot of single moms. I don't know how many, but I'd say it's increasing every year, man. I mean, I talked to my buddies and shit too in Orlando. Then we're like, are we crazy, or like, is this shit getting worse? And it could be also selection bias. Like, it could be a statistical thing. More women, single moms, are gravitating to these apps over time.
Yeah.
Those women are getting out of Tinder and they're going to Bumble or seeking arrangements. Yes. Like, I don't think you don't see a lot of single moms on Seeking Arrangement. I think that's a sugar baby website. That's another app too, by the way, that's like really fire. I've gotten kicked out of pickup artist groups for even bringing that shit up because it's a gold mine. Because it's a gold mine if you know how to work it, man. There's a book on it. There's a book on it on Amazon. The author was an attendee at the convention. He's cool as fuck. It's called ''Salty'', I think is the name of it. It's a great asset. It's a great book, How to Be a Salt Daddy. Something I've experimented with quite well in Orlando and around the country.
Oh yeah,
that's where you're like a sugar daddy, but you don't pay them nothing but salt. If you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's fucking. I didn't even know that was a name for it. I was just doing it, and then later, they heard it was called Salt Daddy. I thought that was pretty funny. I even applied to speak at. They had a conference for the sugar daddy shit, and they didn't accept me though for some reason. So I wonder why.
Yeah, but the women are looking for. Yeah, see, the thing is, they want to have a good time. They want to fuck and all that other stuff. But see, the thing is, and this is what a lot of you guys got to understand is, sometimes they're worried about a lot. See, if you're insecure, she's thinking that you're going to judge her for doing the things that she's doing. And I think that's why some of these women out here who will fuck you faster, Anthony, won't fuck with these guys, because a lot of these guys are like, okay, well, I want to fuck you, but then she gives them the pussy, then she's automatically a slut, you're a slut shamer or something like that. So they're real cautious about who they mess with, but when it comes to being with a real man, they just let their inhibitions go wild, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they feel comfortable on you and they trust you and they trust that you want them to be that girl for you, that you expect that. That is what I expect at this point. I expect the vast majority of women that I meet up with for dates and stuff that they want to fuck me. And not literally all of them do, but the vast majority of them do. And, I'm feeling that as I get older and older and get more experience and more success under my belt, inch by inch, year by year, month by month. I feel that confidence from my past successes, accumulating. And they feel that as a result. It's not that I'm entitled to their behavior. It's that I'm entitled to be the man that I am. And then they're going to feel that outwards or coming out for me like that. And that's just what I expect. Like, hey, I know maybe you aren't like this with every other guy. You probably are. I don't know, and I don't care because I wasn't there. In the meantime, I do expect this because I'm fucking dope as fuck. I'm awesome. You're hot. I want you. Let's go fucking do this right now. And I won't even say that. I'll probably just grab their face and make out with them or something.
Let me. I just saw this. Y'all got questions to chat because the lines are down. Y'all can say what you want, but I gotta say something about this. And this is why the majority of you motherfuckers lose out there. All y'all want to do is look at the you might catch a case. How are you gonna catch a case when she is willing to be with you? She's not on these apps trying to look for people to set up. And what y'all guys got to stop doing is y'all got to stop following and listen to people that are scaring y'all from being men. There is nothing wrong with going on an app and talking to women. How is Anthony going to catch a case talking to a woman, Anthony?
He means legal cases, not STDs, right?
No, a legal case, right? I guess, yeah.
I thought maybe he meant like herpes or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man.
Let me say this. So one of the reasons I'm very sexual, first of all, I like being very sexual and like overt with these chicks.
Yes.
Not every time, but like 80 to 90% of the time, that's what I want to do. There's a couple reasons I want to do that. It's fun for me. It's what I like doing. It's part of who I am. A lot of different shit. But another reason is legally. So most girls that I talk to over text and stuff in these apps, eventually they get a dick pic. Often like as soon as possible. Sometimes I wait a little bit, but usually it's like right away when I get the phone number, right? And then it's funny because I'll text them a dick pic and I'll say, "Hey, it's Anthony," or whatever. And it doesn't even acknowledge the dick pic. It just like it just brush it off. But what I am doing is I'm leaving a paper trail of being very overtly sexual. So right off the bat, I'm like sexual, right, on the app. If it's on Tinder, one of my best ones I've used that I ripped off of a stupid Reddit troll post from years ago. It worked really well. I used to tell girls, I still do, I want to come over your face and make you my girlfriend. For whatever reason, this works. Like this works really well. With hot women too, it's amazing. It's like one of the best lines I've ever used. But my point is I'm sexual immediately and for like super overtly and for a long time until we meet. So there's no fucking question when we meet up what's going to happen. I want to come on your face immediately, make you my girlfriend. I'm sending you dick pics. This is going to continue for like a couple days as we talk or some shit. Then we're going to meet. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Of course, you've gotten nothing but dick pics and sexuality from me the whole time.
See, Anthony, you want some advanced stuff because, see, most of these guys are nervous when they get around these women. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. And then what they try to do is get them to like them instead of, like you saying, being sexual. There's nothing wrong with being sexual, gentlemen, when you have the confidence to back it up. When it's a tipping scale, Anthony, I think, and I like for you to talk about that, man. The tipping scale between being sexual and creepy, because it's a fine line. Because if you are not confident, sexual turns into weird, creepy guy. Right? What say you, Anthony?
Well, first of all, that's a fine line that I've crossed and walked over many, many times. That's how I know how fucking fine it is. But it's something you calibrate and you learn by experience.
Yes.
And the only way to learn it is by doing it, period. That's learning by success and learning by failures too. And then all the middle shit in between. You know, the shit where you don't fall off the tightrope, but you almost do, and then you get back on. Or you kick ass and then you fucking backpedal the last minute. So there's all sorts of little bullshit that's going to happen talking to women for years at a time and banging them or failing to bang them. Mm-hmm. So calibration is key. And guess what? It shit takes time. There's no magic bullet to that. You should watch shows like this. You should read books. You should, do the work as a man, be a fucking man, and you'll figure this out as you get older. Just by time and wisdom and experience alone, you will learn these things. That's how I learned it in large bulk. It takes time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The thing that was lucky, like I say, luckily for me, that I'm so old. We had to talk to women. You know what I mean? We had to. I was telling everybody from the second grade, I was writing, "I like you. Do you like me?" Check the box, yes or no type bullshit. And I had to talk to girls and all other stuff. So when that kicked off, when AOL and the Lions thing kicked off, now see my boys that I roll with, they're clean. They're doing what you. They are cleaning the fuck up. They are. They're like touring, like we were touring. I was touring in the 90s, but they're touring right now where I'm telling you, when she is interested in you, she is going to buy you a ticket. She'll fly you in. She'll get you the hotel because she wants that dick, Anthony.
That's right. Yeah. Women want quality dick, man, a lot. They don't want low quality dick. They want to stay away from low quality dick. They would rather usually masturbate. But if you're that guy, it's not your dick, of course. It's who you are. If you give them the tingles, especially over the phone, if you can get them riled up and ramped up for days at a time, they love that. And that's one of the methods that I do. I don't always do that. Sometimes it's easier to go for logistics only over the phone, maybe a little bit of sexuality stuff, and then you just like meet up as soon as you can. But I can also wind girls up for days at a time. And that's one of the methods I've had most success with. I text girls for 2 or 3 days or something like that. They get so fucking wound up. They show up at my front door and we're fucking in 10 minutes flat. Oh, I've had a watch on to get it under 10 minutes. I have like a timer. This is like the Olympics for me. Yeah. I don't know what to do anymore though, because I think 5 minutes is like, I could probably do 5 minutes, but it's like we're not like in a bathroom at a club or something, like it's at my house or some shit. There's only so far you can push this, I think, within reason. But anyway, this is a really good method to do it. And yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. And it's mine. I mean, I do it now and I've done it so many times, it's not a big deal to me. But dude, if I was 21 years old or 19 and you told me I could do that shit, I would think you're full of shit or you're just selling me snake oil. But this is what happens. And it's not just me. My buddies do this shit too.
Oh yeah. And guys,
you meet up, you fuck fast.
Yes, sir. And guys, we have 19 minutes left in the show. If y'all got any questions, go ahead and throw them in there. But what I want to tell y'all guys, okay, we talked about the women that want to fuck. We talk about the creepy, but we got to there's another group of women out there that hunt you guys down for your resources and not giving you any pussy. Anthony, let's talk about those women that hunt down the guys. Is it because
I've taken care of those? Those women are fucking fun. So those women still want high quality dick too.
Yes.
Some little wannabe gold digger who's like 29 on these little sugar baby apps. Those are the sugar babies that I learned how to play. Part of that was like a revenge thing after my ex-wife was like a hooker and shit.
Yes.
Like, all right, I'm gonna go fucking bang all these little hoes on these little wannabe literally wannabe sugar babies, or they are sugar babies, and I'm gonna fuck them for free repeatedly, and they're gonna fucking love it and scream my name and shit. So I figured that out. And but so all these girls that do that, there are girls that do that shit, obviously, and there's a spectrum they exist on. But at the end of the day, they still want to they're still women. They're still going to get fucking horny. They still want to get fucking. They want to get the hair pulled. They want to get choked. They want to get fucked hard. They want to suck some guy's dick and have a really good time. No matter what they're doing, playing games and shit with guys on these apps through PayPal. I've seen girls on there posting their PayPal, their Venmo and shit. Like it's nuts, man, on these apps too. We need to get into that barely. These women are just getting money like crazy off these apps. Oh
no, they're getting a lot of money. It was crazy, but the funny thing that's even crazier than them getting money is that when they get around a real man, they will take the money that they're getting from those guys and they will spend it on men. And that's what a lot of guys, I see, that's some upper level stuff that most guys ain't into that part of the game. But that's when a woman is really interested in you, she may have other guys giving her money, but that doesn't mean she's sleeping with them. She's just catfishing them to get money. But when she gets around somebody real, let me tell you, when they're like, wow, when they say words like, or sentences like, you're a breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah.
You're intriguing. Tell me more about you. Oh, you almost in, dog.
Yeah. I'll say this. These guys, they bang them sometimes if they have to, but obviously they avoid it as much as they can to get usually to get as much money as they can. It's maximum, they get as much input as they can and minimum output, right? They're playing games and shit. But I'll say this, those guys will actually wind these women up for guys who are much more masculine and more alpha, because being around those men is like depressing for them. They don't like it. It's not attractive. It's mostly repulsive to them. And it's a very negative experience for them. They don't like it. They might like getting the money out of it and the validation or whatever, but inside they're like dying. Their femininity is dying. Their pussy is drying up. They're miserable, like inside and out from this shit. And often you can kind of rubber band that like a snap effect into your experience with them. And that's what they have. These sugar babies have this with me, because they'll try to get me, for all this money and shit over the text, over apps and stuff. Damn, this guy dropped a $50 super chat. Look at this fucking boss.
Big motherfucking Rob, man.
Big baller, man.
Come on, Rob. Come on, Rob.
Pain in the dream. Yeah. Rob, thanks for the super chat, man.
Thank you, Rob. We love you, man. We love you. But that's what I've been trying to tell guys, man. You got to give women the drug of man, where they can either smoke you, put you on their tongue, drink you, snort you, put you in a wrap or a mushroom form, and get involved and addicted to you. The more they are addicted to you, the more control you're in. Anthony, talk about that for a second, brother.
Absolutely. Most of them, when you find, you could say this shit. You could say it a lot if you want, but even over text, they love that kind of shit. And so I learned this stuff from, from manipulative women. These sugar babies are a really good example of that. The shit they'll say to you to wind you up.
Oh yeah.
Let's say they want to, suck your dick, suck your soul out of your dick and shit like that. I'll tell that to girls, especially if I'm drinking out at a bar or something, and I've been funding them from Tinder or something, just in between a set or something like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna suck your soul out of your tits. I'm gonna suck your soul out of your pussy. I'll take the shit women say to men, and I just flip it back on them to other women. Now they don't know this, but women are great teachers. They're good at this stuff.
Right, but they're not. See, Anthony, they're not used to that. They're not. Yeah. See, they're not used to the flip. You see.
Yep.
I always tell when it comes to this dating game, a lot of women are smarter than a lot of men because they always know how to play chess to these guys playing checkers.
That's
but
right.
When you're playing chess to chess, like you're saying, and you flip it around, they're not expecting that. They expect you to be, oh my God, you're just so beautiful, and what can I give you? But then you turn around and be like, hey, take this dick in your mouth and shut up, bitch. You're like, oh, I can't believe he said that, but I need to know more. Tell me more, daddy.
Yep. Yeah, so there's even things. I did this one time. It took like a year to bang this chick. It took forever. But and what actually got her, she watched the Medusa speech. She just found it on YouTube or some shit, and then she was like live texting me the whole time. Anyway, she was so confident she'd be able to manipulate me and all this bullshit, and it was genuine. She's like, you'll just do whatever I want when you see my tits, blah, 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 like every other fucking guy. I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of wound her up in this way, and she had been wound up. She was like a Snapchat girl, like a Snapchat porn star. And basically, like, I knew the attitude she had. I believe she was serious. Even to this day, I still bang her sometimes. Every once in a while, she comes around. She comes looping back around and get fucked. But she had this like, this opinion in me, this whatever, right? It was bad. And of course, she meets me, and I flip that shit in a heartbeat. And that flip, that's what I do with the sugar babies too, right? They're so because they meet you on this website, the sugar baby site. They assume every dude on here is beta. Every dude on here is going to give them money and all this bullshit. That's why the pickup artists hate when I talk about the sugar baby stuff. It's a fucking gold mine. Because these girls have such a strong, you're in their frame on the sugar baby site, and they box you in this fucking beta corner. And when they meet you, and you're like, hey, bitch, and they're just like, what? Like it fucking flips their head around in a heartbeat. They're not expecting it. They're not expecting you to be confident, to be calm, to have good posture, good body language, to hold frame, to say what the fuck you want, do what the fuck you want, and be willing to walk away. And when you bring that to the table with a girl who's expecting to steal, but to get a bunch of money out of you, or start having you pay her phone bill or fucking rent or some shit, I mean, you're flipping her world around in a way that she wants anyway, because she can get that from 87 other dudes hitting her up on this app.
Right.
So there's a power. If you want, you can do this on purpose. If you really want, you can just be some doofus, as long as you get them to meet up and then flip the script at the last minute, and it sends them through like a head spin. These girls, they'll think I have like one girl was I fucked the shit out of this girl one time, like really savage. And she just thought I had like fucking split personality or some shit. I'm like, nah, bitch, you got fooled. And this is one of the girls who keeps coming back around.
But there is another thing we didn't talk about that you mentioned a second ago. And I think this is very, very huge because it's what I call the reinforcement of the reinforcement. And that is, guys, get your crayons out on this. That is, Anthony said it earlier. He said it earlier and he said it, and y'all all missed it, is that they do background checks on you. That means it's just not the app. And let me tell you where Anthony's reinforcement of his reinforcement is. When they look him up, they see what he does for a living. And then when they see him either on Facebook or whatever app he's on, what is he doing? He's traveling the fucking world.
You want to know some true shit, man? I had a girl the other night watch that presidential address. She started grinding my dick as she was watching it. She was getting turned on by this shit. I'm like, you've got like no one to believe this. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And because it's just so arrogant and it's so fucking in your face.
Yes.
And I'm like, time to take out your trashy excuse for a soul.
Yes.
Girls go fucking nuts for this shit, man.
Arrogant and in your face, Anthony.
Absolutely.
But it's okay. They see one thing that they see in you that they rarely see in other guys. You have a fucking life. You are always doing something. You always got things things going on in the pot. And what women love is they love men that they're doing shit, because then they want to be a part of that. I think that's the reinforcement of the reinforcement. You got your arrogance, you got your dick pic, you got all this other stuff that you're saying to them about coming in their face and put your dick on their forehead. But then they go and then they go do the research on you and say, oh shit, this guy is the real motherfucking deal, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm complex to them too. Like, obviously, I'm on mission, I'm on point, I'm on purpose. I've been like that my whole life. That's something Socrates has really pointed out to our audience in the convention over and over and over again, because he's seen it the longest. He's seen it since 2006. Yes. And that's huge. And I was fortunate enough to find that at 17 years old. Not every guy is going to have that at 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 years old. I have, and I'm thankful for that.
Oh yeah. I had it too, dude. And I'm telling you, man, it's just not fair. It's not fair because we never deviate from what we are. We can do it. It doesn't matter Braille. It doesn't matter whatever we do. They will be able to feel that, wow, this guy's the real deal. There's nothing fake about him. There's no false. There's no this or that. This guy is really a fucking prick. He's an asshole. He's conceited. He's cocky. He's narcissistic. He's egotistical. But you know what? I don't know why part of her is like this, Anthony. I don't want to talk to him, but then her pussy start to tingle, or she start getting those feelings, and she can't understand why she's being drawn into you, Anthony.
Well, let me say this too. So it's good to have layers. Obviously, in my opinion, it's obviously good to have layers to your personality. So I am, this arrogant fucking prick. I'll tell them that half the time too. They meet, I'll talk to them. Hey, I'm kind of an asshole.
Right.
It's funny. It's also true. And, they feel that pretty quick with a dick pic, right?
Yes.
So it's congruent to what I'm saying. But I've also found a lot of value in being kind, being positive, and being gentle in these ways at select times when I feel that's what I want to do. So if you can learn how to continue being yourself and then express and exert yourself in that way in the moment, and that can mean the way you touch her and the way you kiss her and the way you hold her and the way you like whisper in her ear or something. That's something I want to touch on too in a minute, but it's good to have a dynamic personality that's able to shift and move like that over time and not just be out the asshole literally 100% of the time.
Right.
It's energy waves. It's up and down. I don't want to get all fucking woo with it, but
yeah, no, get woo with it, because this is why I keep telling you.
Let me give a little trick to the boys. Let me give a little trick. Get your crayons out, boys. Get your crayons out. So one of the best things you can do is if you talk to a girl over Instagram video or Bumble video or even audio, it doesn't matter. Video is even better, but even just audio is fine. Say it's, it's late at night, it's 1 a.m, some shit, it's audio, whatever, it doesn't matter. If she has a headset, tell her to put a headset on. And if she puts a headset on, whether it's like little AirPod shit or it's a real headset, whatever, it doesn't matter. Tell her to put a headset on. They usually have one around. What you're doing is you're getting right in her fucking head. It's no longer the audio coming out of her phone. You're fucking directly in her ear, even though you're across town or some shit or across the world. And women respond to this stuff. Women are, we say, children, and women are highly, highly emotional. And when you can whisper in her ear over the phone like that, and you are in her head and in her fucking mind, this is the Dean shit, man. This is where it happens. Yeah, and it doesn't even matter what you say half the time. The fact that you're in there and you tune into that, say it. I'm in your fucking head, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? It doesn't matter. This is bullshit, man. They want to banter with you. They want to have fun. And being in their ear, not just in their face on a phone, but in their fucking ear, you're bumping the senses up is what you're doing. And it works, man. Like it'll move the needle in the right direction to meeting up and getting away or escalating it to whatever's going to happen.
Right. And then that's why I always tell these guys, hey, when you get with these women and you FaceTime on iPhone, they can FaceTime or whatever, or on Bumble, we video, y'all can say, you know what, it's the morning time. Let me watch you take a shower. Let me watch you
go ahead.
Shower. And you know what? Then let's play the game. Let my or tonight, let my tongue be your towel and let me watch you move my tongue in the way you want. I mean, those are the things that stimulate them because they rarely hear. Look, like you said, you can shift it down to be the asshole, but you can shift it back up and be smooth, laid back, sensual.
I had a girl on the phone just the other night. I hadn't talked to her in a while, a month or so, 5-6 months or some shit.
Yeah.
And we're talking for like 5 minutes or some shit and walk around my house, making a drink or something. And I see her, her tits are looking nice. I'm like, hey, pull your tits out. And she's like, what? And I'm like, pull them out. It's sure as shit. She just fucking pulls one out at a time. I'm like, yeah, nice, looking good.
There you go.
And then she puts it back in later, whatever, right? But this is the shit. She complied. It was a compliance test. And more importantly, I wanted to see her tits because I haven't seen them in a while. Right. So I'm like, what do I want? I want to see your boobs. Hey, show me your boobs.
Right.
Women, game does not have to be complicated, man. If you want to see a girl's boobs and she's on the phone with you talking about something else and you just blurt that out, that can work. women respond to this. They like blunt. They want to, if they like you, which they probably do if they're on the phone with you, they want to show you their boobs. You know, whether or not they do is a different story, but they definitely want to. They want to impress you. They want you to desire them. They want you to be attracted. They want you to be aroused. And if you blurt that shit out, you know, very honestly and sincerely, show me your tits, babe. Now. They love it.
And they like that because you know why? Some guys get yanked into the current of boring ass conversations, man. Yep. You know, sometimes if you allow her to dictate the conversation, she's not going to be turned on by you. But you can, like you said, Anthony, you can always make that change. But guys, please listen to this. There's an ad, you know, like when they show you those commercials, there's like them guys. Well, I'm gonna read the right thing. You're hearing Anthony say all this stuff, but Anthony is a 100% real motherfucking man. He gives no fucks. That's why he can do this. That's why he gets the pussy, because he doesn't give a fuck about these goddamn women. Anthony?
I try. It's an ongoing experience to not give a fuck, but you get better at it every year. The older you get, the easier this gets. You become more valuable as a man. Your value increases, your experience, your wisdom, your masculinity. And I found even at 31 now, the difference from 30 to 31 is not huge. I'm still new to it, but 31 to 29 even is a big change.
Right.
This guy's a good question here. Oaktown's finest. What about the chicks that want to exchange Snapchat info instead of phone numbers? That could be the same thing too. She wants to give you her Instagram instead of her phone number. This is interesting. I think this is mostly, it's not entirely, but it's mostly like a Gen Z thing. Younger and younger chicks want to do this. Phone numbers to them, which when I figured this out, I'm like, wow, I'm getting fucking old. Like I'm trying to exchange cell phone numbers with the chick, and it's like, oh, do you have Instagram? I'm like, yeah, I don't care though. Anyway, this is a good thing. So when chicks do this, this is very often, it could be it's a shit test. You know, you're asking for something specific, like, hey, it's straight phone numbers or whatever you're doing with it. Give me your phone number. And they're countering with you with something else. So it could be a trap. It could be a test, trying to see what you're going to do. If you're going to give into their frame of what they want. At the same time, like this is how a lot of people talk today. So you got to navigate that. You got to try to gauge what she's doing. If you think she's playing games, if you suspect at all, if your gut tells you at all, even a little bit, make a fucking call on it, that she's playing games with you and she's just fucking with you. Call it out. Say, hey, you know, I don't really use Snapchat. I don't give a shit. So I've done this before too successfully. It was fun when I first did it. Right. It was just on the fly. It was very organic. Yes. I was like, hey, I don't use Snapchat. I think it was a Snapchat actually. I asked her if I was like, give me your phone number. She's like, nah, you can have my Snapchat. I'm like, I don't use Snapchat and I don't care. Give me your phone number. I'm walking away.
There you go.
It was blunt as fuck. I was like, give me your phone number. I'm walking away.
Well,
sure as shit. She gave me your phone number.
Right. But Anthony, again, who has the arrogance and balls enough to say, fuck you. Either you're going to do what I say or this is done with. And that's the difference. Now we got a few minutes left in the show. We got one question here. What about chicks that want to exchange Snapchat info instead of here you go. You just kind of answered that question, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll just finish up on that. So just make a call on it in your gut. If you think she's not playing games, then don't do that. But if you think she's playing games, you got to just figure that shit out. Look at the way she's asking the question, what she's doing. How is she saying it? What's her face look like? Look at her eye contact, what she's doing. If you think she's fucking with you and testing you, slam that shit down. Destroy that shit test like a wrestler or some shit. Like I'd like that. Like, no, I asked you for your phone number. Give me your phone number. I'm walking away. Drop a bomb like that, and like I'm walking away.
I don't like it. My time.
But if you think she's not playing games, and some girls won't. This is just how they fucking talk. Instagram or Snapchat's what they do. You can go that route and just go down it and treat it like a phone number.
Absolutely.
I don't use Snapchat very much, but Instagram is something I'll use. But if you do Snapchat, also too, I mean, look at your preference. If you like Snapchat. If you don't like using text and shit, you actually like using Snapchat, some people do, then fucking do it. Fuck if she's playing games or not, who gives a fuck? If you actually like using some certain app to talk to people like WhatsApp or Snapchat, like when I'm traveling, for example, chicks use WhatsApp like crazy all over Europe and shit like this, right? This is just what they do. You know, they're not trading. I mean, you might need their phone number technically, but they're talking to you on WhatsApp. This is what they do.
Right.
So be calibrated, look at the situation and make a call on it and don't hesitate. That's the best you can do with it, and you'll figure out how to get better with that over time.
Absolutely. Well, all good things must come to an end. But before we go, guys, this is being brought to you by, Tactical Soap, guys. Go to tacticalsoap.com and get hold of some soap. Also, this is being brought to you by Tate's War Room. Make sure you go to Tate's War Room. Also, this is being brought to you by the Fraternity of Excellence. Join the online brotherhood of exceptional men. And last but not least, take your asses over. Guys, get on this. You can bring a friend for free. And not only can you bring a friend, that means you are doing something towards manhood, towards other people, where you can rub elbows with Anthony, with myself, have dinner, be able to talk and chop it up, and workshops that nobody's going to hear. When the workshops go down, guys, oh man, the workshops go motherfucking down. Guys, go to THE21 convention.org. Go there. Anthony has extended the bring a friend for free. Jump on that shit. Anthony, I'm going to give you the floor because you are the motherfucking guest. What would you like to say to them in final thoughts as far as writing and profiles and whatever it comes to dating apps, sir?
Yeah, so first of all, the convention's coming up soon. Final of the decade, final of the year, 18th edition of the 21 convention, ultimate event we've ever done in our history, world's ultimate event for men and ultimate event of the year, and final Manosphere conference of the decade. So the upcoming event, it's about 3 weeks out right now in Orlando, Florida, October 24th to 27th. It's going to be fucking huge. It's going to be amazing. I'll be there. You'll be there. Stefan Molyneux, Elliot Hulse, Jack Donovan, a huge array of speakers. It's going to be fucking dope. Yeah. I'm excited. I was just at the hotel today, checking it out, touring it, meeting with managers and shit. And I'm excited. It's probably the best. Poland was amazing too. We had an incredible venue in Poland. It's one of the best venues we've ever had. It's going to be fucking beautiful. Everything we do is beautiful with that. As far as dating apps, have fun, man. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked into spending too much time on it. I mean, it's something you can really get lost in. All this fucking swiping bullshit. A lot of what the developers do with these companies, they're gaming the system. They want to get you to waste as much time on these apps as you can. So you spend money on them with like the upgrades and shit to reduce your time a little bit and be more effective. So monitor how much time you spend on it. Real life is a lot more fucking interesting. And if you're frustrated with it or burnt out by it, just delete it and get rid of it for a while. I'll go through phases with it where I'll kick ass with it, and then I run out of women in the area because like you go through literally all the women in your area on it, and then I'll fucking ignore it or delete it for like a couple months, and then I'll hop back on. And when you hop back on these apps, it still works. Bumble and Tinder both. It's a fresh wave of women that are new to the app, and your profile, if it's a new profile, it typically gets bumped to the top of the list, and you're promoted kind of for free the first couple of days you have it, and you'll get a shit ton of matches. At least I do. I think most guys, regardless of how good you look or whatever your profile is, you're going to get more matches with a new profile than one that's old, period. For whatever fucking number of reasons this is, right? And there could be a lot of them. It could be the way they're playing the system with profiles and shit. I mean, these are businesses, they're trying to make money out of you, selling you all these boosts and all these fucking upgraded accounts and shit. So monitor your time with it. Don't waste it. Have fun. Bang chicks off of it or whatever you're trying to do with your life. I actually want to, build a family and, do all that stuff. In the meantime, I'm horny and I want to fuck these girls. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell them that. And then that helps make that happen. So have a good time. Be who you're going to be. Don't knock these chicks up. Have plan B on standby. That's what I do. I get the shit off Amazon and rub her up and do your thing, man. Whatever you're going to do. Absolutely. And don't get herpes.
Yes, please, guys, protect yourself, guys. Always, guys. I just want to say, guys, don't forget the Red Pill Mindset Show is going to be Monday at 9 East. So it's 8 o'clock East. I'm sorry. Also, guys, I want to let y'all know the Halloween game is there. It's free. I'm showing you how to have women come up to you because in a few weeks before I go to Orlando, the Tuesday night, I'm going to be, you're going to have a choice. I'm going to give you swinger clubs that you can go to with the Halloween thing or a club. So I'm going to do all the work for you. Meet me halfway. Go to the Man Mindset. Click on the Halloween game. I did everything. There's testimonials. Everything's walked through. But what I want to say about these apps is always remember this, guys. No matter what app it is, at the end of the day, you are going to have to talk. You are going to have to conversate. And you're gonna have to show her why, out of all those dicks, including this guy on this chat, why instead of sucking his dick, why should she be sucking yours? Anthony, man, I want to say thank you very much. We appreciate it, man. Anytime you want to come on here, you are always welcome, man. We love you, man. We very much appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate being on the show, man. Thanks for having me on. Fuck yeah.
All right, no doubt, guys. We are out this joint, and we will see y'all later. Peace.